Hello everyone, it's me Hector again. I wanted to show you guys a close review of my aquarium that I don't even know if I should be calling this an aquarium, but of my setup that I created for my Red sliders using some rocks from Michaels, a few ornaments from Petco, and a Livingston Petco economic sized mini tank. But as I mentioned in my prior video, I am not an expert, and I am definitely trying to find people's opinions on how to properly care for these little guys, as I saw I rescued them from the LA Fashion District. Now, what worries me is that I'm worried that they might get sick or that they might pass away, and I don't want that. I want them to be healthy, and I want to see them grow into healthy adults. Now, I know it's going to take a while, but I've been trying to keep vitamins in the water, I've been trying to keep them healthy. I'm definitely going to continue to do that because I'm going to make it my ultimate goal to ensure that these little guys prosper into healthy juveniles and then eventually into adults. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, this is a necessity. It doesn't necessarily have to be by Tetra, but I did purchase it from Tetra, and I got this at Petco for about 30 bucks, I should say. 20 something, 30 something, I really can't remember. I should cut my receipt. And it is the same company that creates the Reptumen food, which is basically the little floaty sticks that go in your tank. And I bought the baby version, which is actually their tiny little pebbles, pretty much. And it's filled with calcium and vitamin C to make sure that they're getting the vitamins and the calcium that they need, especially for their shell, because at this essential point, I want them to have very healthy shells. And I'm making sure to put in the ReptiSafe every time I switch out the water, and this helps to keep the water free of chlorine or any other thing that might essentially cause them harm. And this does have electrolytes and other essentials that they'll need, including calcium. I'm sorry, did not read that right. And I'm also feeding them for snacking reasons this Flecker's Buffet blend, which I highly recommend. They love this sort of stuff, and it has mealworms, dried shrimp, and some other colored pebbles, which I heard might have food coloring, which I've never actually heard of food coloring in pet food, so that's one thing to look out for. But here are the ingredients, and if this can get in focus, it's really hard for this thing to focus, but there we go. It has vitamins, calcium, corn, gluten, copper sulfate, and whatnot, but apparently it's supposed to be really good for them. Now, if you're all thinking about purchasing a decent size tank for your little guys, I definitely recommend the Livingston Petco Essentials tank. It's usually on sale on their websites for 30 something bucks, but I got it at the Petco store and it came out to be $53 in total, but it comes with a aquarium, whatnot, a UL listed light hood and blah blah blah, clear plastic cover, a power filter, and a Tetra bio bag. Now, eventually I'm going to switch out that light up there and replace it with an actual light that's going to benefit them and provide that artificial sunlight. Now, as I mentioned before, they do get a lot of natural sunlight here, but I want to make it the right way. I don't want the water to be exposed to any windows, because that's going to definitely not be good for the water, and we don't want any bacteria or dust or particles getting in your tank and essentially getting your little guy sick. Now I'm gonna keep monitoring these little guys and making sure they're healthy. And what really like does kind of scare me is that he likes to close his eyes a lot. I don't know if he's tired or if like he might have an eye infection, but I'm definitely looking out for that stuff. And if he does, then I'll definitely take him to the vet, or I'll take him somewhere where I can get him medicated, or I'll just medicate the water myself and put some antibiotics in here, obviously by a vet. And right now the water sits at about 80 degrees. I have the temperature right there, and I lowered the power on the power filter so that they can relax now and they won't have to worry about that water just gushing down and moving things around. But as far as I can tell, they're doing very good for themselves, and it's definitely an upgrade from the little box that they came in. And you know, if they're being sold to maybe 2 babies for $15 in this little thing with barely any water in there, that's just not right. And Ritter sliders are not meant to be kept in these conditions. And I definitely didn't accept the lady's food that she was giving out the baby Ritter sliders, because I honestly prefer to give them my own food that's packed in vitamins and nutrients that they're going to need, not some little artificial food that they were given since birth. Now, I purposely added these rocks so that they wouldn't be able to bite on them or swallow them. As you can all notice, they're pretty big little rocks, so I made sure not to add the cliche gravel. I would have liked to have sand in here, but that tends to get messy. But as far as I can tell, they're pretty happy. They've been running around, and I'll continue to monitor them. And if you guys have any questions, any concerns, or any recommendations, please message me. I will always get back to you guys, and I will gladly take your guys' advice, because I'm still learning. I'm still a newbie to this, and any feedback would be greatly appreciated. So thank you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, and thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe for more.